This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react.
Hey, hi, hello there. Welcome to another episode of An Anthropologist Watches QuirkyLoveRosee. My bad. QuirkyLoveRosee. I can't even remember her name anymore. Rosee. Welcome back to another episode of us watching Rosee totally not be a capitalist. She's totally not a capitalist, you guys. She hates capitalistic people and all the things that go with capitalism and stuff and things, and corporations are bad, grr, arg, rar, and all that their stuff. Yeah. Anyway, if I made enough fun of it yet. There we go. Now I don't look weird. All right, so anyway, I've already recorded this video once and I've reacted to it about halfway, and look, we're gonna go through this. This is a 30-minute video on her end. I don't want it to be that long. Well, I mean, it's going to be more than 30 minutes on my end, but I don't want it to be longer than an hour over here because, like, what I have to say really doesn't have anything to do with the individual items themselves, because I can be very snarky about them, and that was part of the problem with the longer video, is that I was so snarky it took me 2 hours to get through this, and well, frankly, I don't care. I really don't. So before we get too far into this, thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. Really appreciate everybody hanging out and, you know, chilling with me. Chilling like a villain. We're going to put our phone over here and we're going to silence it. Yeah, we are. Because I know as soon as I start talking, it's going to ding-a-ling-a-ling. What I really want to kind of go over here, because I know everyone has seen some version of this by this point. And I'm sure pretty much everybody has seen what all exactly Rosee's purchased. And like I said, we're going to go through this. I'm going to skip a lot, though. We're going to cherry pick this thing. We're going to cherry pick this like a cherry pie. Oh, yeah. But what I really want to focus on, and I love this crazy fucking face. She did this to herself, by the way. These faces, she does this to herself. It's not like I you know, have to look hard for these. What I really want to talk about, though, here is these packages are all things that Rosee bought for herself. Cool, whatever. Rosee bought stuff with her own money. Cool, don't care. What I do care about is Rosee has spent the better part of, what, 6 months at this point, pretty much nonstop dry begging about how poor she is and how she can't afford the American healthcare system and how she can't afford therapy and she can't afford this and she can't afford that and blah, 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 and anti-corporation this and anti-capitalism that. And then Prime Day rolls around on Amazon and suddenly none of that matters anymore. Suddenly it doesn't matter anymore. We're going to look at a real quick clip from a channel called Forklift Jones, and I've only just caught a few of their videos here and there, not too many, so I don't really have an overall opinion of Forklift Jones, but what I do want to look at with the Forklift Jones video is mostly the end of their video. They cut everything down to about 5 minutes. It's actually pretty interesting to watch their little 5-minute video version. And I honestly thought about just reacting to that, but I'm not gonna. But I am gonna link it. And we are gonna use like the very back end of that video. So this is Forklift Jones's video. Let me pull this down just a bit. QuirkyLoveRosee can't stand for more than 2 minutes. How can she be expected to stand on business? This is Forklift Jones. They're a newer channel. They've got 708 subscribers. Whoa, they've gotten like 300 subscribers since the last time I looked at you. Good job there, Forklift. This video obviously isn't that old because she just put this video out on like the 6th, something like that. And yeah, they've already, I'm going to like it just because I am using the video. But what we want to look at here is, this is actually a really well done video. If you don't know, this has been edited, obviously. So if you go to watch this, you're going to notice that right about here, the audio changes. And Forklift starts to pull audio clips of Rosee talking in lives, I believe, about how she's so anti-corporate and anti-consumerism and how she doesn't like Taylor Swift because Taylor Swift is a consumerist whore or something like that. I don't know. She doesn't like Taylor Swift because Taylor Swift is thin, pretty, and popular and successful. That's why she doesn't like Taylor Swift. It really doesn't have anything to do with Taylor Swift. I think he's making fun of her hair. How dare you drag Nicolas Cage into this? But the other thing I wanted to look at that Forklift Jones does for us is right here around the end. So Forklift Jones went through and added up what Rosee spent on Prime Day. So I figured we should talk about this now before we get into the video because we'll just get it out of the way now. And that way, if you don't want to watch the rest of the video, you know, you've heard my major points here. So this is the price of everything that Rosee purchased as per Forklift Jones. Now, I'm not going to go through and check Forklift's math because I don't care enough, honestly. Also, as we all know, I suck at math. So now Forklift does say somewhere in here that they don't have Amazon Prime. Right. So here's the total. They say, I don't have Prime, so I don't have access to any special sale prices. So the total before Prime Day sale prices was $502.36. And so Forklift was saying we can give or take $30 to $50. I think that's probably fair. Maybe even as high as maybe $70, but still even taking that much off of it, you've still got the low end of 400 or the mid to high 400s. So she still spent $400 to $500 on Amazon Prime Day, right? Now, keep in mind that Rosee was dry begging hard for a new computer not that long ago. And like really not that, like maybe 3 or 4 of her lives ago, she was hardcore. Well, she just got her, okay, as soon as Rosee got her P.O. box back, she immediately put a brand new laptop on the list, right? And she was like, no, I know the haters are gonna hate, but so before they lose their shit, I'm just going to admit that I did put a laptop on my wish list. And she goes into this explanation about why she needs this laptop and how this laptop's so much better than the laptop that she currently has, and yada 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 blah 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 blah. Anyway, the laptop comes out to be about $400 to $500-ish. Here's my thing. She puts it on the wish list because she doesn't want to buy it for herself. She doesn't want to use her own money to buy it. She wants somebody to buy it for her. Clearly, she had the money to buy that laptop, especially since one of the things she was saying was, oh, if you buy it right now, the Prime Day price is blah, 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 blah. She bought all of this shit on Prime Day or during the Prime Day sales. She could have bought her own laptop instead of buying 10 pairs of fake nails, 2 kinds of protein powder, 3 or 4 different types of electrolyte flavor, water flavorings, and a whole bunch of other mostly useless bullshit, right? She could have done that, but she'd rather have someone else buy that laptop for her than buy her something that she claims is so essential for her to, level up or even maintain her channel. she'd rather have 10 pairs of disposable nails, right? So there's that. Now, another thing that Rosee always likes to go on about is, but another thing the forklift goes into is talking about the lower cost alternatives for healthcare in Florida, because Rosee has had it pointed out to her on multiple occasions that there are low cost clinics and sliding scale clinics in her area, both for healthcare and for mental care, for mental health care. And she refuses to acknowledge or go to any of these and would rather be like, I don't have insurance. I can't afford insurance. Blah, blah, American healthcare system, blah, blah. I have no money, blah, blah. I can't go to the doctor, blah, blah, blah. Well, you could. And if you have $500 to drop on bullshit, you could more than participate in the insurance market. That $500 that you just dropped on bullshit from Amazon probably would have paid for 6 months, if not more, of healthcare off of the marketplace. Because you probably would qualify for some kind of assistance, government assistance for your healthcare, which would have reduced your healthcare to, if not zero, something incredibly low. And it would have, that $500 that you just dropped at Amazon on bullshit shit would have paid for all of that. But, it's more important that you've got 10 pairs of nails, fake nails that are going to last you like maybe a couple few days if you're lucky. So there's that. Also, she really needs that new, she really needs that new laptop. Or I have noticed she hasn't mentioned the laptop here in a while. But, she was going on about how she needed that new laptop, and that new laptop was somewhere close to $500. And yeah, so. All right, we're going to stop there with the Forklift Jones video. So I'll have that down in the description down below. But I just kind of wanted to point out the reason why so many people are irritated with Rosee particularly about the whole Amazon thing. It's not somebody went and bought themselves some nice stuff off of Amazon on Amazon Prime Day. That's really not the issue here. It's really not the issue that Rosee bought herself a pair of fake nails, because it's not, Rosee didn't buy herself a pair of fake nails. Rosee bought herself 10 pairs of fake nails, and some of them are kind of pricey. All right. And then she bought herself a whole bunch of other just dumb shit. None of it was necessary, right? And instead of getting herself things that not only has she said she needs, but things that it's clear that she does need, like healthcare, right? She has said she needs that laptop. She has said she needs some kind of headset. She did manage to buy herself earbuds, but, whatever. And things like that. But instead, she buys herself candy bars disguised as protein bars. She buys herself birthday cake flavored protein powder because we'll find out. I think she's going to go on some kind of crazy ass healthcare journey here in a bit. And she's going to, she's got to pump herself full of fake protein in order to do it. And then she bought herself some tie-dye shit mainly because Remy's visiting. Remy Lee is in town and he's bumming at the pool, and I guess they're going to tie-dye together, and so she bought tie-dye kits. She bought the stuff for the tie-dyeing. Because I think around this time is when Remy shows up. Because she says in her live from night before last, today is July the 10th, that Remy's been here for about a week, and that would be roughly around that time period-ish. All right, anyhow, so yeah, so that's me setting up why everybody's kind of irritated at Rosee about this stupid Amazon haul, right? In case you were wondering. So, let's see, this is 30 minutes long. I said I wanted to get through this pretty fast. I've got it sped up to a time and a half. I think, well, no, I have it sped up to time and a half now. if you haven't watched this through somebody else yet, then go ahead and give it a shot. There's lots of people who have watched it in full. There's a lot more other channels that have done a better job of cutting it down. I just kind of want to focus on a few things, honestly, that I kind of brought up. And that's pretty much it. So let's do this. Rosee, take it away. No, wait, I gotta put my headset on. Hang on. All right. Go.
Hi, welcome to me.
I hate that intro so much. Hi, welcome to me. I'm a narcissist.
Today we have a bit of an unboxing. It has been a very, very long day. It's actually currently like midnight, so it just became the 30th.
Things to keep in mind. It just became the 30th, which means this is June 29th. This is midnight on June 29th. Yeah, going into June 30th. There's things that she's going to say that are going to make such little sense, keeping in mind what day and hour it is.
But like today was a lot.
Keeping in mind that her brother has a real job. And her brother works a full-time job. That isn't a midnight job. He doesn't work, as far as I understand, he doesn't work like first shift or anything like that. So why are you filming shit at fucking midnight on a Monday? This is Monday going into Tuesday.
I woke up to some frustrating news on the 29th and
don't care.
Some other stuff happened today that
don't care. Do you ever have a good day? Like literally, do you ever have a good day?
Yeah, technically today. That was not fun nor fresh, but I've been super excited. I wanted to film this unboxing yesterday. However,
I couldn't film it yesterday because there's really no reason why she couldn't have filmed it yesterday. Yesterday being the 28th, I guess. She's going to go on and tell us a story about how she sent Levi to her brand new P.O. box on Sunday, and there weren't any boxes in the P.O. box on Sunday, so she gives some song and dance about why that's not true, why there weren't any boxes. So she sends him to the P.O. box on Monday, and when he goes to the P.O. box on Monday, there still aren't any packages in the P.O. box, but there is a little piece of paper that has her P.O. box number on there and then a number written after the P.O. box number. And when Levi FaceTimes her to try to figure out what it means, she also has no idea what's going on because two brain cells firing off at the same time is too much for her. And so she makes Levi come home so that Tuesday, which would be the 30th, the day that we are currently now recording into, she's going to make Levi take her back to the P.O. box again. So Levi gets to go to the P.O. box 3 days in a row to go pick up the packages that people have mailed to her. Because her dumbass can't figure out that the little piece of paper that was in her P.O. box with the number written after it means that there were a number of packages that she needed to go to the front desk and ask for. Everybody else seemed to figure it out, but not Rosee. I'm not going to give Levi shit for that one. It's not Levi's P.O. box. There's no reason for Levi to know what that means. It's not Levi's responsibility. It's yours. It's your P.O. box. Anyway, but it's Levi's responsibility to go to the fucking P.O. box 3 days in a row. Anyway.
My poor brother went to the P.O.
Yeah, your poor brother went to the P.O. box 3 days in a row.
Nothing.
Okay.
Bought from that ever.
Okay.
Because I don't like a call that instead of just a lot of this is just like re-upping on things I normally get, things I need.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Amazon Prime. But like with me, because I don't like a lot of things like condense these packages down more, you know. Amazon is
right. So and then she bitches about Amazon sending her all of these boxes. Why can't they condense things down more? Because Amazon has tons of different warehouses, and inside each warehouse is a variety of different items. And so when you order varieties of shit, they have to come from different warehouses. There's not one centralized Amazon warehouse. They don't ship one box around to each one of the warehouses and fill up your box and then mail that box to you. That's not how this works. So when you order 50 bajillion fucking things all at once, you're going to get, I think there's like 10 or 12, maybe something like 16 boxes and bags over here. You're going to get that many packages because that's how much shit she ordered. Anyway.
Is like a touchy thing with me because I don't like a lot of things about Amazon as a company corporation.
But I wanted stuff from Amazon, so I decided to put those objections that I have about Amazon as a corporation, I decided to put that to the side because much like people who eat Chick-fil-A, I don't actually give a shit if I want something.
I'm kind of anti-corporation, period.
Are you?
But like,
you're buying Built bars. You're going to eat Luna bars. You've got 2 different kinds of brand name protein. You're buying nails from 3 different brand names. You've got what else do you have in there? You got Fruit of the Loom. You've got the tie-dye ink. You've got those are just the brand name stuffs.
There's also a conversation around accessibility and things like that, and
there's nothing in any of these boxes that you couldn't have gotten your fat ass up and gone to a store and purchased. Nothing. Fruit of the Loom is available at pretty much any store that sells clothes and or like Walmart and Target. Built bars are available at Walmart. Shit, they're available at any grocery store. I just saw them on the shelves myself when I went in to get lunch today. What else did you buy? That particular protein powder that you buy, I've seen that in the stores, so I know you can buy that in the off the shelf. The nails that you purchase, yeah, you can buy those at the store depending on which stores you go to. The Kiss ones, you can buy those at fucking CVS. They're drugstore nails, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with them, but you can buy them off the shelf. What else did you have in here that just had to be purchased? Could only have been purchased. Oh yeah, the ibuprofen. You can go to pretty much any place that sells over-the-counter drugs, and you probably could have gotten 2 of those bottles of ibuprofen for the price of 1. Because damn near every time I go to buy ibuprofen, that's how the price is set. You buy 1, you either get 1 50% off or you get 1 free. Usually at CVS. So... just saying, accessibility is not your problem. You do not have issues with accessibility. There's nothing fucking wrong with you other than you're lazy and you won't get your ass up to leave the house. That's your problem.
And my household pays for Amazon Prime,
so fucking what? This is a stupid fucking argument. Not only is it a stupid fucking argument, you know it's a dumb argument, and you're still going to argue it anyway. My household, not you, my household pays for Prime, so it just makes sense that I should use it. Your household probably pays for Prime so they can watch television, so that they can watch the Prime movies and the Prime TV shows, which, by the way, are kind of lackluster anymore, right? So... okay, what does that have to do with squat? You don't have to have Amazon Prime to participate in Prime Day. And if you're going to be like, oh, but the free shipping, if you spend more than $35 to $50 on pretty much any purchase, they're going to give you free shipping anyway. So why must you use Amazon Prime because your household pays for it? Why? Yeah, it's a dumb argument.
it makes sense to benefit from that instead of it just being paid and not really being used.
My household pays for it, so it just makes sense that I benefit from it. You're not paying for it. Why should you benefit from it? Just because your household is paying for it doesn't mean it's yours. So why should you be benefiting from something you don't pay for at all? I'm just saying, like, your argument is, oh, the people in the house in which I live pay for things, therefore I should benefit from them. Why? You're not paying for it. It's not coming out of your pocket. Why should you benefit for something that someone else, why should you benefit from something that someone else is paying for? Do you see the argument here? Well, other people in the house are buying food, so I might as well eat it. Oh, well, we know you do that. Other people in the house are purchasing things that I want, so I'm going to use them. Okay, we know you do that. Other people, my household pays for Amazon Prime, and I think I'm going to get some kind of benefit from that. Therefore, I should use it. But you're not paying for it. It's not yours. Why are you allowed to get benefits from it? I mean, don't get me wrong. Her family's probably like, oh, it's a family account. Her name's probably on it somewhere because you can do that. The point is the entitlement that goes into that argument, right? It's not, oh, I already have Amazon Prime, or I am already on the Amazon Prime account, or any other way of putting it. Oh, someone else is already paying for this, so I might as well benefit from it. Are you sure you're not a communist? Nothing wrong with communism. I'm just like, do you actually understand? Never mind. That would require for her to actually understand what communism is. And anyway, next.
So here we are. I will say I did let myself get some fun things. A lot of this
All you bought was fun things.
is just like re-upping on things I normally get, things I need.
What do you normally get? What do you normally get? When you open up the protein powder, you say, oh, I have a little canister of powder, or a little canister of protein powder that I have to throw out. Why? Why do you have to throw it out? So I'm replacing it with these 2 giant containers of protein powder. The only thing that makes most sense for you to be replacing is the pink stuff. That was purchased for you by a viewer back in November. So it's not something that you've routinely kept in the house before. So that's not a, commonly replaced item. This is the first time you've replaced it. So that's a fake argument. You're replacing your plastic cutting boards and your microfiber cloths, because I still don't understand why. What the fuck are you doing to your kitchen and your cleaning supplies that you need to replace them like that? Like, what are you doing? Do I want to know? Are the microfiber cloths your version of the napkins? The washcloths? Can you imagine how that must feel? Please don't. Never mind. So the Built Bars, I guess, because you eat Built Bars like they're actual food, because candy, right? And then she buys some Luna bars. Oh, and all of the flavored drink mixes. Those are probably the only things that she actually uses on the regular that she needs to replace. None of those are needs. You can survive without any of those things. Your ass does not need them. You don't need electrolyte waters, and you don't need protein bars unless you're back on the jab. Are you taking the GLP-1s again? Because then that might make some sense. But as far as I understand, you're not. You're barely taking your metformin, which is expired anyway. I don't actually care, because most medications have, a longer shelf life than they tell you they do. But the whole point is like, you won't even go back to the fucking doctor to get your metformin prescription re-upped, which is probably something they would just be like, all right, cool. And they just write you a new prescription because obviously you need it. Okay. And she's not taking metformin for weight loss. She's taking metformin because she's a fucking diabetic. So what in here did you purchase that was a necessity, that was something that you needed to re-up anyway? The ibuprofen, that's pretty much the only thing. And we can argue about that being a necessity as well, because you eat ibuprofen like Tic Tacs. Like, your poor liver. I take a lot of or I used to at least, take a lot of ibuprofen, okay? That's a lot of ibuprofen. That's like a worrisome amount of ibuprofen that I've seen you take in any one shot. Yeah. Anyway.
We'll get into it.
Will we?
It was rough.
Okay.
Opening. Let me go check real fast.
Oh, yeah.
What we're gonna do.
She says, I've been really down today, and I've been in a bad mood. So you know what's going to make me feel better? Opening packages. So you have a shopping addiction. Gotcha.
Let's get started.
Do we have to? All right. First things first, she shows us all of her first batch of water flavor enhancers, which is these Crystal Light things. Then she shows us her dry shampoo, because some days she's just too busy to wash her hair. So she uses the dry shampoo to zhuzh it up. You mean turn it gray because you still haven't figured out how to actually use dry shampoo? Gotcha. All right. And then she makes some stupid faces because isn't she cute, you guys? Oh my God, she's so funny. She's so quirky. Oh my God, look at her making these cute little quirky faces. Oh my God, she's so weird. She's so funny. And then her goodies powder, which I know everybody's like, oh, they're a hangover thing. She takes the goodies powder because, you know, she has peen. She's in peen all the time. She has so much hand peen and so much other peen. She has so much peen, you guys. But her goodies powder box was apparently smushed in transit, so it popped open and all of the goodie powder packets are all at the bottom of the bag. But the goodie powders are basically just like caffeine and either aspirin or whatever the fuck's in Excedrin. They're basically just powdered Excedrin. And she likes to like take dry shot it and then swig water after it. I don't understand how that's supposed to make it better. I don't know. She's like, oh, it makes it work better. Why? Why would that make it work better? Here, let's choke on some powder and then drink some water. That'll make it absorb faster. What do I know? Or you could just take Excedrin. Actually, you probably shouldn't take Excedrin because you would be that person who overdoses on it. Anyway, so then she gets pissy because Amazon's apparently got it out for her personally because they smashed her goodies packet. I forget what else was in that, but I don't actually care. Oh yes, and then she has to tell us all about her Built Bars and how these are the best Built Bars ever and how she will eat certain flavors, but she won't eat others. And this is a safe food for her. Oh, and how the white coating isn't actually chocolate. Yeah, it's chemicals. But then she gets these lemon Built Bars, which are also not chocolate, but they're dyed yellow. And they have a lemon flavor to them. So on top of looking like a stick of butter, they're also chemically enhanced with lemon flavor and yellow dye. Yum. She doesn't particularly care for them. Apparently, they're not lemony enough. So she wouldn't buy them again, but these are still on her wish list. So you could go buy them for her if you wanted, but she's not going to spend her money on them again. But she likes them better than the cookie dough or the cookies and cream one because I give a shit. So yeah, she pretends like she's some kind of Built Bar sommelier and tells us about all the wonderful flavors of Built Bar. Cool. Anyway, and then she shows us that she's buying the Luna bars. They're just whatever. I don't care. Yes, and then the pink stuff, and she tells us about how wonderful pink stuff is and how she can't always use bleach cleaner because she can't stand up to clean anymore. Gee, I wonder why that is. And when she does use bleach, she has to wear special clothing when she uses bleach. You have to wear a biohazard suit? What special clothing? What are you spraying yourself with the bleach? What are you doing with the bleach cleaner? Anyway, and then she gets super excited because the Propel flavors are in there, and I swear to God, every time she pulls this out, I think there's some kind of like panty liner packaging. Oh, and she likes the plastic bag packaging better than the paper packaging because it's so much better to package things in something that doesn't biodegrade versus something that could possibly biodegrade. Man, that's so much better. Then she tells us about her microfiber cloths. She doesn't really like those microfiber cloths because they're not as cool as her other ones, but I guess she'll make do. She talks about this one package of face cloths, makeup removing face cloths, because like, I guess sometimes on top of being too busy to wash her hair, she's too busy to wash her face. I don't know. I don't actually care. She spends a lot of time justifying the things that she buys. And I find the fact that she feels the need to justify her purchases. I find that interesting that she is, that she is self-aware enough that she knows that these are bullshit purchases, but she's still going to try to convince the audience that these are somehow necessary and valuable purchases for her specifically, because she couldn't possibly just, take those microfiber cloths that she says she likes the feel of on her face, get some micellar water and a little spritz bottle and spritz her face with the micellar water and then wipe it off with the microfiber. Voila. And they're reusable. Ooh. But no, she'd rather have single-use products that she can throw away. Her and Amber and Foodie, they're very wasteful. Then we get the first batch of nails. I don't care. Then we get more water. She's very confused about this particular type of water flavors because it's supposed to be immune boosting. And she clearly doesn't know what the fuck that means, because then she's like, what's the difference between this one and the other ones? It just has twice as much vitamin C? Oh, wait, it has zinc in it too. That's it? That's all that makes it? Why didn't you read the description of the item before you purchased it? Yeah, that's usually all that's in an immuno boosting bullshit thing like this. Vitamin C and zinc. Anyway. So she spends a few moments really confused about the Propel water. What's that? I think that's one of the first. She buys 2 more chains for her glasses that she's not wearing. I mean, God, she's so quirky. She bought glasses changes, but she doesn't have her glasses on. Oopsie. Anyway. Then she tells us about her cutting boards. She starts to explain why she needs new cutting boards and then gets distracted with the whole idea of the wooden cutting board and how she really needs smaller wooden cutting boards to do her steak lives, because, after her audience gets done buying her steaks, they also need to buy her the smaller, more portable wooden cutting boards for her to eat those steaks off of live. So you too can help her eat her raw ass steaks on live internet if you go to her wish list and purchase her the smaller wooden cutting boards that she would like. I still don't know why she needs to replace the plastic ones. I don't know what happened to the other ones, because apparently when she bought whenever the big cutting board was purchased, it came with a set of these plastic ones, but something has happened to the plastic ones and they are no longer with us. So they needed to be replaced. Oh yes, and then she has to tell us about the protein powders. She got birthday cake flavor. She says it's for something that's coming up in the future. I think she's going to start doing her health journey shit again that she was doing back when we first started watching her, where she was making that fluffy protein pudding disgusting concoction with the frozen strawberries, but it just had pudding mix in it. It had a bunch of protein powder, pudding mix, was it whipped cream or cream cheese or something in it? It had so many ingredients. It was ridiculous. She'd put peanut butter powder in it, protein powder, pudding, a shit ton of milk, the frozen berries. I know I'm forgetting stuff. Anyway, it was so gross. And by the time she got done with it, it was just this, it was just this concoction. It had to smell horrible. And she would eat it and she'd be like, this is so good. And I'm like, no, it's not. You lying SOS.
Really good sales.
Oh, sorry. Anyway. Oh, yes. And she has to convince us that, really good sales. I was getting such good sale prices. You can buy that shit in the store. Yeah, more nails. We get more nails. She gets some stuff for the upcoming tie-dye project that I think her and Remy are going to do while he's in town, or at least she's planning for them to do while he's in town. And she gets sassy with the audience briefly because there's been some negative people in her comment section who have been asking why she hasn't done the tie-dye stuff yet. And they're just negative people. Yeah, those negative people who literally purchased the tie-dye stuff for you back at the end of last year because you said you were going to do tie-dye content because you were looking for content that wasn't food-centered to do. So people who were trying to support you, getting you away from food-centered content, purchased you a bunch of tie-dye shit that you had on your wish list specifically so that you would do tie-dye content, right? And then you never did. And apparently those people, or some of those people, have been asking about, hey, I literally paid to see this content. When are you going to do it? And so she's decided to get sassy about it because God forbid people ask about the thing that they paid to see. You are so rude. Do you know how rude you're being? Holding her accountable. But I think what's happening is, because she bought more black dye, I think what's happening is her and Remy are going to make some emo tie-dye while he's there. So, you know, whatever. Don't be terribly surprised if you see that happening. And she basically tells people to like basically go F yourselves, how dare. And then she gets pissy because there's this one bottle of Mio in this one box. And she decides again that this is a personal slant against slander? Slap? Personal slap. Sure, we'll go with that one. Against her by Amazon, because obviously Amazon has it out for her as an individual. And she has to get all like performatively sassy about it. Everyone has ordered something from Amazon and has received one object in a box. Yeah, it seems ridiculous. Move on with life. Anyway, we then get into the next batch of nails, one of which she absolutely hates. Oh my God, she hates it so much. It's not as pretty as it looked like in the picture. Oh my God, she just absolutely hates it. It's disgusting. She starts making baby faces at it, like disgusted baby faces at it, because that's how adults handle things. And then she asks her audience, do any of you guys think these are pretty? And then she moves on to the other sets of nails. There we go. There's the disgusted baby face. I don't like them. Anyway. Right. More nails. Then she tells us it's hot, so she has to put her hair up because her dad makes her keep the house at 73 in Florida during the summer. Anyway. Yes, our singular bottle of ibuprofen that she's going to take like Pez. More nails, more justification about why she needs the nails. Then she doesn't know what's in this package. And then she opens a package and she's like, I don't know what this is. And she opens it up and it's a bunch of nail brushes in macaron colors or macaroon colors. They're just pastels. I don't know why she's buying nail brushes. I don't know what she's going to do with them. I guess we'll find out in time. And then she tells us that she broke her phone case. And so she got a new phone case. And then she got herself a pop socket because of her hand pinging. Her hand shit. By the way, for your hand shit. She has to use a pop socket. It's non-negotiable. She has to have one. Otherwise, she just can't use her phone because of her hand shit. I don't think I've ever seen her use a pop socket, to be honest with you, but I don't really pay that much attention, so I don't actually care. So there's that. And then she has to tell us how much she doesn't like that the moon is too C-shaped. The crescent moon? The crescent moon is too crescent-shaped for you? Anyway. And then we go on to another pair of nails. I think we rounded out to 10 pairs at this point. And again, talking about, it's fine. It's fine. I I'm allowed to have a lot of nails. Then she tells us a story about how her $60 headset that she bought from Walmart broke. And in a panic, she ran to her brother and he gave her a set of earbuds. And the microphone on the earbuds worked so much better than the internal microphone on that $60 pair of headphones from Walmart. Are you flexing? Are you flexing that you spent $60 on a headset? Like, $60 on a headset is kind of low price point on a headset, for especially for recording and that kind of stuff. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just trying to point out that, like, in the price of, you know, what shit costs, $60 for a functional headset is actually pretty low. Right? If you were telling me that, you know, my $120 some odd Bose headphones busted, then I might feel a little sympathetic for you, but I would also be like, send it back. They'll fix it. Usually when you pay higher prices for things, there's, especially name brand things, there's usually some kind of warranty attached to it. Usually. Not always. Usually. But she just bought a generic pair of $60 headset, a generic pair of $60 headphones from Walmart. Now, is there necessarily something wrong with a $60 headset from Walmart? No. 9 times out of 10, your quality is going to be, you know, the sound quality is going to be just as good as, you know, your $120 Bose. And I know someone's going to fight with me in the comment section, but unless you're literally doing music editing, it doesn't fucking matter. So back up. She's just listening to her fucking phone, her headset. She's just listening to her phone or her computer. She doesn't need that much differentiation in tone. All right. So $60 headset from Walmart is more than enough. Especially when she's like, oh, the headphones, the earbuds that my brother gave me were so much nicer. Yeah, because A, you don't need something nice. And B, you wouldn't know good quality if it bit you in the ass. Anyway, so she decides to replace the headset that her brother let her borrow, the earbuds that her brother let her borrow, because after she stuck them in her ear, he didn't want them back. Go figure. I personally think that's also disgusting. I don't care whose ears they've been in. I don't want them back either. They are dead to me now. I can only imagine how much more magnified that opinion would be coming out of Rosee's ears. I've seen what you shove in your ear. I'm good. So this pack apparently has 2. So she's going to give her brother the red and black pair because she thinks he'll like it. And then she's going to keep the other pair. She can't do anything just for him, right? She bought the 2-pack because she's going to get something out of it, as well as replace the headset that he let her have, right? Anyway. If you actually gave a shit, you would invest in a camera and a microphone and a headset so that you could actually record properly, have decent sound, and be able to hear the sound as well. Just saying. 3 different objects. This has a built-in mic. I wouldn't use it for recording purposes, but I have used it for phone calls. It's all right. I wouldn't record with it unless I was in a pinch. That's what this fucking thing's for. Anyway. More nails. Okay, I think now we're up to 10 pairs. No, I lied. More protein powder. More drink mix. And then she's like, oh my god, I got so many nails, you guys. Oh my god, aren't I cute? Aren't I quirky? Look how many nails I bought. But in my defense, they're on sale. 1, maybe 2. Maybe. You don't need these, Rosee. There's like, I think I did the math going off of the prices she mentioned, not using the math that Forklift Jones mentioned. She says she got them somewhere between $4 to $7 at the high end. At the high end, she spent $70 on nails. At the low end, she spent $40. It's somewhere in the middle. because not every one of those sets is $4 and not every one of those sets is $7, right? So she spent somewhere between $50 to probably $60 on press-on nails that she's going to wear once, twice. No, she's going to wear them once. That is such a waste of money. Anyway, and then she wants to be all cute and quirky about justifying it. I'm allowed to have nice things, you guys. Yeah, but you're also bitching about not being able to afford healthcare and how you have to have this new laptop because the one you have is a POS. What's more important to you? Apparently $70 worth of press-on nails. Oh yeah, she's showing us her new glasses chains. So she's got 2 pairs of glasses chains now. She eventually wears this one. And then she has to bask in the glory of all of her boxes. And that's it. Then we're finally done. Live creating a blue and pink oversized journal part 4. Linda Israel, I've never watched you before in my life. Why are you here? Anyway, so that was Rosee's anti-capitalist haul from Amazon. Yay. Hey, and I got it under an hour. All right, so I think I've made my point as to why people are irritated. I won't say mad. Maybe some people are mad. I think most people are just irritated, especially reaction channels are irritated because we're tired of hearing her bitch and whine and moan and come up with excuses as to why she can't go to the doctor and she can't get therapy and she can't get medication and she can't go do the things she needs to do to get healthy. She can't do any of that, you guys, because she doesn't have money. Something insurance, something American healthcare system, something privilege, something, right? There's always this set of excuses that she has, and most of the time they revolve around money and access, right? And like Forklift Jones was showing at the tail end of their video, access isn't an issue for her because there are sliding scale clinics around her, and she's been told that by multiple people, right? She's had people email her these locations, so she knows they exist, right? So if she tries to pull the whole I didn't know they were there, you knew they were there. People have told you they were there. But where was I going with this? Crap, I lost my train of thought. But instead of, saving her money, using it to, I don't even buy that fucking laptop, she could have purchased that laptop and still had money left over to buy a few pairs of fake nails, a thing of protein powder, a bottle of aspirin or ibuprofen. She still could have gotten some of the stuff she bought and also gotten that laptop with the amount of money that she spent on Prime Day. That's just a ridiculous amount of money. Anyway, and she put it on some kind of payment plan. So on top of everything else, that's just me speculating. But that's the thing. Like she has this narrative that she's poor and she's helpless and she's downtrodden and she has, she has no access to things and she needs help, you guys. And then she drops $500 fucking dollars on this crap. Right? That's why people are mad. Well, irritated. Mad requires too many emotions. But that's why people are also being so freaking critical, because we listen to her day in and day out. Like every fucking live, she's got to bring up how little money she has, how little access she has, how much she needs financial help, you guys. And this is what she spends the money that she has on. Like I said, join the marketplace. You could have paid for private insurance. You could be paying monthly for private insurance that would cover probably everything that you need to go have done. It would certainly pay for your doctor visits. It would pay for any of the tests that you need to have done. It would pay for the medications that you would probably need to take. I would be very surprised if you were paying more than $100 a month for that with the marketplace, even in Florida. I would be surprised. Anyway. So that's that. I think I've said everything I'm going to say. So if you have made it this far in the video, go ahead and put a lemon down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. I don't really care about any of the particular products. I mean, I think the first time I did this, I talked about the nails because I do use fake nails quite a bit, or I used to. And her stupid anti-corporation stance and blah, 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 blah. If she really gave a shit, which she doesn't, she would buy nails from nail artists who have stores on the internet, on Etsy. Some of them even sell on Amazon. So she could have been purchasing nail sets from small nail artists, but that would require effort, which is one thing she doesn't do. So hence why she doesn't go to the fucking doctor. So I think that was one thing that I did kind of rant about the first time I recorded these, but that's just kind of the way she rolls, though. She wants to, it's like when she wants to be an ally. She's always like, I'm an ally, until it's inconvenient for her to be an ally. And she never really does anything that an ally would actually do. She just wants to say that she is. It's the same thing with being anti-capitalistic, anti-corporation. She wants to say that she is until Amazon Prime Day comes around. And then suddenly she's sucking at Amazon's teat because she wants 10 pairs of fake nails and 2 kinds of protein powder and whatever fuck else she bought. I don't even remember anymore. Right? So she's anti-capitalistic until it's inconvenient for her to be. And then suddenly it's not a big deal anymore, right? Suddenly she's got all kinds of excuses for why it's okay for her to do it. But Taylor Swift, oh my God, what a horrible person. Okay. She's even gone in on Anna, Glitter and Lasers Anna. She's gone in on Anna about how capitalistic Anna is. And it's like, are you sure you're not just jealous that Anna can get sponsorships and you can't? Because it sounds like you're jealous. That's what it sounds like. All right. Anyway, now I'm just rambling. So I'm digressing. I digress. Anyhow. So yeah, thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. Like I said, your emoji is a lemon. Let me know what you guys think down below. And I will see everybody in the next one.
This
Bye.
is my outro music. You can't copyright strike me because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.